Hey guys, welcome back to another part of What If Human was a Naruto. What if I was a Naruto? Now we're gonna get straight into the dark part of it. How he went unlock this Mangekyo. Technically a YouTube TV special, whatever you want to call it. I'm getting into how he unlocked this Mangekyo before the final battle happens in part 1. So let's get into it. A rainy day, he won't be looking out his window. Depending on what happened during the Konoha crash, and what would he be doing that day. He realized he would be doing the tuning exams, and he would tell Orochimaru this is the worst part, because he wanted to show how powerful he was, but Orochimaru would tell him that they have a few more missions to go on. And he would tell his friends that he's going on a mission with his father, and everybody would say, okay, but they would realize that Uchiha was murdered, and they would think that's strange. And then he'll come back and do a mission with them to find out what's happening to all the Leaf Shinobi that are missing, going on missions. Over this time, they would bond a little bit more. Kiwan and Saya, I'm going to call her Saya from now on. They would bond a little bit more and eventually become official couple, which would eventually make Kai a little mad. I said Kai, didn't I? I forgot to say Kai. Kane? Does that say Kane or Kai? I can't remember his name. Hold on. Kane. Yeah, Kane. I'm just going to call him Kane. If it's not that, tell me in the comments. I keep forgetting his name. Kane would sit there madly, and he would tell him that you're always, dang you Chihas, always taking the cute ones. And then they would eventually land to the village, and they would take out some of the shinobi. Keep on taking them out with ease. Sai almost dying, he would stop her. He would stop them before she gets stabbed, and he would grab them and break their hands and knock them out, and then eventually stab them with a kunai. Everybody would be shocked to see how ruthless he is and how he's not going to stop stabbing him, and until his sensei told him to stop. He won't look at the sensei with the Sharingan, and he'll try to put him under a genjutsu, but he is unaffected to it. He would tell him why would he try to put him in genjutsu. He would tell him to keep his secret, and his sensei would finally know what he was talking about and tell him to stop. And he would tell him he will. Everybody would stop for a second and wonder, what secret could he possibly be talking about? There's no way, what they're thinking. And eventually they'll get to the place, and they'll see nothing but Konoha Nin bodies everywhere. They would see headbands being set on fire as a bonfire. It would suddenly start raining, which the bonfire would be going out really quickly and a lot of steam. And then somebody would see them, and then they would say, attack! Which they'll be under control because there's like, imagine 3 getting team, basically, they're going after them. So that's 4 people. Yeah, so there's 4 getting teams, so that's 4, 8, 11, 15 people. Hopefully I counted that right, but there's 15 people coming straight towards them. Kimo takes down the easy ones first, and then he goes for the hard ones. The hard ones are kind of getting in his way, and they're kind of overpowering him until he gets knocked to the ground. Almost gets stabbed in the shoulder with a kunai, and damaging some of his clothes that Orochimaru gave him. Until he sees her get stabbed. He blitzes over to the person, slashes him in his shoulder, stabbing through him, cutting off his upper body with one swoop, infusing the kunai with chakra, and then he would grab her and look at her. Her eyes would be slowly fading, and she would grab him and kiss him one last time. He would tell her why won't you move? And she said that her body couldn't. She was too afraid. Kimo would tell her, I don't understand. She would say this world is not picture perfect. People will die sooner or later. She was just another cause of twisted war. Kiba would look, holding her lifeless body, her blood staining his shirt. She would tell him to go in her bag and take the jacket that she made for him. He would look at it. He would tell her that, why? Don't die. We could get a medic here. But she would say it's too late. And then she would drop her sword that she would use in battle. Then her arms would be limp. Kevon would see this, being frustrated at why didn't she dodge, and why would they do this. His eyes begin to morph into 3-Tomo, and it doesn't stop there. His eyes begin to progress even more. The Stone Ninja would look and see that he's an Uchiha. They would slowly back away. But before they do, they send a ginormous Biju Dama, aka a Tailed Beast Bomb, heading straight for them. And then they will get blasted and vaporized, getting killed instantly. Kemon would snap. He would finally let all his emotions go. He doesn't have to ball them up anymore. More and more ninja come to rendezvous to take down the Konoha ninja that is giving so much trouble. And when they see glowing red eyes for the first time, they know that they are stupid enough to... Why would they be stupid enough to fight a Uchiha? Then they'll try to retreat. Pokemon blitzes in front of him and just takes this whole army. A 50-man army at least. Killing them all. Killing most of them until one escapes. He would see this and grab his leg. Cut off his feet. He would grab his feet. He would grab his legs, and he would pull him next to his... To Sai. He would tell him that, what do you think of her? He would say that she's a nice young lady, and he would say, of course, and he would punch him in his face, breaking his jaw, and then he would say, so why would you kill her? And then the person would say he doesn't know, he wasn't really given orders, and his boss was getting orders. He would ask him who is his boss, and he would say he can't tell, and before Tion punches him and breaks his whole entire mouth. Breaks his whole entire face until he falls down and dies. He calls him filth, and that whoever sent him, he is going to kill them personally. He would find a mini village at the outskirts called the village hidden in the death. He would find this amusing because that's exactly where they're going to be, dead. No trace of them going to be left. He feels a rage that he can't let go. His aura begins to burst. His Susanoo begins to flare. Everybody would see a purple, well, not purple, a pinkish Susanoo. Everybody would say, what? A Susanoo? Isn't that an Uchiha exclusive? And then they'll realize he is an Uchiha. And then his ribcage would form around him, and they would try to send giant fireballs, water style, earth styles, basically anything at him. But he cannot be stopped. He is slaughtering them. Every time he grabs somebody with his suicidal arms connected to his ribs, and it crushed him until he burst open. Nobody, and I mean nobody, that's coming out alive. He sees a kid and his mom walking down the street, and she would tell him to run before his mom gets grabbed and put up to the air and then crushed. He would eventually infuse QB chakra into his hand and go up to the kid and try to stab him before the village leader stops him. He would ask him, how did he get here and what does he want with us? He would say, you took everything from me and you lost. You're going to lose everything since you took everything away from me. He would say, I'm the Kage. I'm a Kage. You can't take me out. He'd say, oh really? So why are you not in the 5 Kage summits anymore? He would say, because my village is not a good village. He would say, exactly. And he would stab the QB cloaked power in his arm and killing him slowly. Kind of like how Naruto hit Sakura and she was hurt instantly. She was getting hurt over time and time to time. But he would fuse a whole bunch, so he would just keep getting hurt no matter what. Over and 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 over. He would eventually begin to start bleeding, and then he would grab him, squeeze till he can't no more. He would start to rip his limbs. his bones begin to crack. Kion has no remorse. He is gonna kill him, and if it's the last thing he do, his face, his eyes, he begin to glow red. He starts spilling more blood and more blood. Everybody will look at him and say, "Stop, please, that's our leader." He would say, "What leader? All I see is a coward that likes to kill innocent children. And my friends died because of him. And I'm not gonna let that slide. I'm going to kill him if that's the last thing I do." Everybody is shocked, and everybody tells him to please, that's our leader, we need him. But he's like, no, you don't need that leader. I'll be your leader when I come back after these tuning exams. I will be your Kage. Everybody is shocked. And everybody tells him that there's no way he's pathetic Uchiha can't be a Kage. And as it happened, he finally squeezes him until he's no more. His eyes begin to bleed, and he begins to pass out. But he stops himself from passing out from the adrenaline. He kills almost the whole half of the village, and he eventually leaves. And he took down a whole half of the village, and he basically leaves for a day, for the rest of the day. Everybody looks at him in shock until he finally says, "I am Kiwano Uchiha. Fear me. Fear my name, all the death you caused. Fear me." They would all start crying. The kids would start crying. Everybody would start crying, knowing that their fates are already sealed. He would say, "I don't know who these kids are. I don't know who any of you are, but you doomed yourselves. You know not to send kids. You knew not to kill other people, but you did it anyway. This world is full of sins, and I'll reshape it into my own image. Every last one of you, everyone that you love, I will kill them. Anyone that opposes me, I will kill them. I don't care if it's the god of Shinobi Madara. I don't care if it's Hashirama Senjun. I don't care if it's the Sage of Six Paths. I will find a way to kill them all. I will show you vengeance. I will show you despair. And this is just another step to my revolution." All of them would be shocked, and then he would take the hat from the previous Death Hokage. He would put it on and say, "I am your Kage." They would all start to cheer in fear. He would tell them to start cheering louder, and they would start cheering, and he would start laughing. He would tell them that he would be back. He would drop the crest, the Hokage hat, and he would leave, his eyes hurting viciously from a little overuse of the Mangekyo Sharingan. Everybody would sit there, and they would be shocked, and then they would slowly start to rebuild until eventually he comes back one day into the tuning exams. He'll tell them that there's going to be a lot of big changes, and that how he needs the biggest factory and warehouse of young gods, and they will show him underground bunker, and then Orochimaru would come slithering from behind him. Orochimaru started moving his stuff into this village because, after all, his son technically is Hokage. Everybody would be shocked, and everybody would be disgusted that a snake would be his right-hand man. And he would tell them that he is starting to join the Kage. He is going to announce himself as a Kage. And he's going to change this out of the village hidden to death. He's going to call it the village hidden by the Sharingan. Everybody would sit there and be shocked that this kid can kill the Kage. He would say that the guy wasn't even Kage level, and he has enough drugs pumping through his body to kill thousands of Kage if he wanted to, if he had enough drugs. He would tell Orochimaru to enhance his power more. And Orochimaru would give him more and 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 more until he would tell him to stop. He's gonna kill himself if he keeps pumping these drugs into his body. He would say, "Keep giving me more, or I am not your son. I am nobody anymore." Ever since she died, my 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 morals, my destiny has changed faithfully, and I will kill you myself if you don't give me more, Orochimaru. Give me more Hashirama cells. And he would say he's crazy. Not even he can have that much Hashirama cells inside of his body. But he wasn't. He was getting the drugs that Sasuke was getting. He wasn't getting Hashirama cells. He only got one pump in the first part. He would tell him to keep giving him Hashirama cells until his body explodes. He would say that that's gonna happen if he gets if he gets some more Hashirama cells. And he said, "I don't care as long as I'm powerful." He would give him and give him and giving him until he gets to his fifth dose, where he feels his arms begin to quake, his legs shaking and trembling, and his eyes begin to burn and burn and burn and burn and burn. He would ask if this is his part from his Mangekyo Sharingan, and he would say, "What's a Mangekyo?" Orochimaru would be shocked that he had Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto would say, "Oh yeah, what's up?" Naruto would tell him what's up before the day. He would say, and he would look at Naruto with bags under his eyes and say, "Naruto Uzumaki, Chanchuriki and the 10 tail. The 9 tails. So, how do you get along with others without being treated like a monster?" Naruto would tell him that he did get treated like a monster when he was a kid, and that most of the time that he just sat through it and became Hokage and wants to become Hokage. Everybody else would see Naruto as a monster, but he thinks that he's just a normal guy like them, and he would rather he'd rather die than not become Hokage. He wants that can be arranged before walking away. Naruto only hearing this can be that means that Naruto can all he can hear is that can be arranged, and he says, What do you mean by that can be arranged? And me becoming Hokage?" Kiwon would say, "I guess you could say something like that." Naruto Uzumaki. He would walk away, and then the Sasuke would go up to him and tell him to fight him. Kiwon would still be shaking from having so much drugs inside of him, and his body is being unstable. Any second, if he doesn't know if he uses a jutsu that he won't just die. He won't say yes, not turning down from a challenge because his pride won't tell him that. He would blitz for Sasuke, kicking him in his neck, sending Sasuke flying in and going towards Sasuke, punching him, hurting his ribs severely bad. But he would be fine if he just got a few hours of medical treatment. He would boost up, punch Sasuke in the face, which wouldn't hurt as bad, but it would still hurt. And then he would say, "I'm going to finish this with Uchiha style. Great fireball jutsu." Basically, Uchiha style, great fireball jutsu. He would shoot an enormous. A normal great Uchiha style is it's like a circle, like a big circle, but this one's the size of basically a meteor of the planetary devastation kind. It blitzes right in front of Sasuke. Sasuke tries to use his great Uchiha style, but it's way too small, and he gets engulfed in flames before Kakashi ends it with a Raikiri, aka Chidori. Everybody would sit there after seeing a huge fireball come from this little kid. He would tell them that he is no little kid. He is an Uchiha that's stronger than Madara, the god of shinobi. Everybody would laugh at him before he would run away, and in and anger and disgust at these disgusting humans, not even knowing who Madara is. Kakashi would tell him, "Yo," and ask him what's going on with him. He would tell him to leave, and then Kakashi would This is just another step of my revolution. And that's where we're going to be leaving things off. If y'all guys want to see some more parts of this, well, you guys are, because I'm trying to get this done before New Year's. But I'll see y'all guys in the next video. Cloak Wolf out, and have a nice day. Don't be like Ren and get your Doried. See y'all guys later.